The Martin Luther King holiday will be celebrated in Roxbury tomorrow with a college and career fair at the Reggie Lewis Center. The annual event sponsored by The Base, a nonprofit that offers youth development through sports and education. To tell us about the event are the organization's general manager for baseball and softball, Steph Lewis, and baseball instructor, Sam Steeves. Thank you both for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
So talk about the history here, because, how did this come into play here, the connection between sports and education?
I believe it was actually long overdue. And too many times, sports, we try to utilize sports as the way to create a pathway, but it's not very sustainable, right? So what we want to do is be able to create an environment where sports can be the carrot for young people to be a part of our program, but we really get to talk about the important things about education, about creating careers and job opportunities, and really building sustainable citizens in this country.
Sam, a lot of kids grow up being interested in sports. You were one of them, but what brought you to the base?
Well, it was a community baseball program. I lived in the community, so naturally I was introduced to the base at a young age, and I've stayed because of the relationships I've made with my coaches and teammates, and the work ethic, the value of work ethic that that the coaches have instilled in me when I was a player, that now we instill in the players and students today.
When you say the work ethic, what did that mean for you?
I mean, we have it on a lot of our shirts, go hard or go home. It's that simple. You got to work hard to get what you want, and if not, anything less isn't going to get the result you want.
Steph, I guess another thing that I'm picturing is that, even if you're a kid that doesn't have this widely acclaimed special talent, I guess, the work ethic means you get a little better every day at something, and then you build more confidence.
Absolutely. And we had this one young man in the very beginning stages of the base. He never played baseball before. Very shy kid. He came every single day. I believe he was there more than the staff were. And by the time he was a senior, colleges were looking for him for his baseball talent, and guys were impressed by him, coaches were impressed by him, and what you've seen was, again, that progress, and he made the dedication to come every day to get better, and that's where the results came in. But we don't want to just strictly be there for the sports, but also how do we do the same with education and academics.
Sam, when I was young, I was one of those kids, I loved baseball, but I said, there's no way I can hit a fastball. You get kids like that, maybe. What do you do to help them over that?
I mean, just like you said, getting a little bit better every day. You can't make big leaps in short periods of time. It just takes a little bit of practice every day, getting 1% better over a period of time. And at the end of that, hopefully you're a little bit better at hitting a fastball.
Steph, another thing is that, before, kids used to just walk down the street and play some kind of sport, but today they need to get into an organization. For a lot of kids, that's a financial hurdle and time hurdle, getting their hurdle. Do you help with these things?
We do. So everything we do is completely cost-free. So we provide training for young folks that are picking up a bat for the first time, and we run our own leagues where it is completely cost-free to participate. We run our own tournament called the National Urban Classic, where we bring in teams from all around the country, different urban cities, Detroit, LA, Birmingham, Alabama, where we actually pay for their dorming. We pay for all of their food. They don't have to pay for a registration. Essentially, it's figure out how to get to Boston and how to get back home. And then with our young folks, when we even travel to tournaments, from travel, food, the entire nine, your uniforming is completely cost-free. We don't want money to be determinant why a kid can't have a great experience playing baseball, basketball, or softball.
So what's also going on, when you started this program, you're a lot younger, you get older, but what's also going on is that you become more of a leader, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. We take that work ethic, the value of work ethic that we put into our preparation for baseball, and we apply that to other facets of our life, like education. And me, having been through the program and been through college, and now I'm in grad school, I'm kind of a leader by example in that sense, where I've been through the program and now I'm taking that work ethic to other facets of my life.
What about helping you into that educational track? Other than attitude, what did this program do to point you toward college and make it easier for you to get accepted where you wanted to go?
Well, I mean, just exposure for baseball. I mean, when I was applying for colleges, baseball was a big factor. So, I mean, just playing in tournaments across the country gave us more exposure as players. So I think that for me in the early stages of the base, I think that was probably the biggest influence for me.
This is Melnea News, and we're talking with Steph Lewis and Sam Steeves from the base. Steph, speaking of exposure, you have an event coming up tomorrow, and I guess even for people who've never been connected with the base before, what are you going to be exposing them to?
So tomorrow's our Martin Luther King Jr. Annual Martin Luther King Jr. College and Career Fair, where what we have is over 30 colleges that'll be there, colleges and job training. That'll provide resources and access to our young folks. We actually have over 20 different jobs and resources for parents, older siblings that are maybe looking for work or a career change, anything of that nature. We wanted to create an entire holistic approach to the college fair where it's not strictly driven to the kids. Because a lot of times, again, a parent may not bring a kid because they're a freshman in high school, they still have some time. But now what we want to do is create a draw it's a real reason for parents to even come themselves, to be able to get access to different jobs and opportunities. And we even have resources for elementary school kids as well. So we want folks from 10 years old to as old as you can be to walk on in to participate in a great event.
Sam, I imagine some kid like this walking in not knowing what to ask because they haven't thought much about college before maybe. What should they ask, you think?
I mean, depends on the kid, what their interests are in terms of majors, the financial cost of college. Obviously, the cost can be a big determinant whether a student can attend that college. Location. It's a list of criteria. Each kid has a specific list, so it depends on the student's wants and needs.
Right. Steph, I should also mention that even looking beyond tomorrow, the base is expanding because before I thought this was just baseball, but we've got things for young men and young women and
Yes,
not
sir.
just one sport.
Yes, sir. So we do baseball, we do softball, and we just launched base hoops for basketball.
And we should mention the event tomorrow at the Reggie Lewis Center. What time is it going to be?
At Melnea Cass Center.
Melnea Cass Center.
Melnea
Right.
Cass Center, yes. So it's from 10:30 to noon.
And we should also mention that if people want some more information about your other programs at the base, you've got a website they can check out as well?
Yes, sir. www.thebase.org.
Thank you both very much, Steph Lewis and Sam Steeves from the base. In a moment, a documentary film on a trailblazer for diversity in hockey. But first, this message.